What's going on, everybody? My name is Marcus. Welcome back to another video. Today's going to be a day in the life video. I'm actually pretty excited about this video because I got quite a few questions from you guys in the comment section about certain topics. So today we're going to be going over those topics and just pretty much answering you guys' questions. So just so you guys know, this channel is to help you guys out. If you're not asking me questions, I can't give you guys valuable information, right? So it's just gonna get repetitive. So it really helps me when you guys ask questions. So first thing that I'm gonna do is the same thing that I do every day. I'm gonna launch my listings. I'm gonna do my customer service. I'm gonna send offers, all that good stuff that's on the computer first, and then I'll jump into answering some of the questions that I've received from you guys as subscribers. Right now, I only have 38 items drafted because I do 60 a day. I launch 40 and then I'll save the other 20. But 2 days ago, I listed 2 of the items because they were just too good to not list. One you guys will see on my bins video coming up on Monday. No, coming up on Friday. What's today? Thursday. So the video will get released tomorrow, but it's a banger rap tee, Snoop Dogg Dog Pound shirt. So being that 2 of the items were just too good to not list, I only have 38 items getting ready to go live right now. So that means I'm gonna have to do an additional 2 items today to not only launch 40 items for the whole day, but also to be on top of my drafts for tomorrow, so that way I'm not too short continuously. So I'm gonna go ahead and launch all these items. For those that don't know, what I've been doing is, instead of just launching all the items in bulk, I've been going through one by one and just opening each listing into a new tab and then verifying that everything in the listing is correct before I launch the listing. So I just go through and I check to make sure the size tag is right. This is an Under Armour large, Under Armour shirt, men's large gray. It's gray, and then the keywords come in. So I'll just put 3/4 length black sleeves, loose because it says loose on the tag. It's moisture wicking because it's a moisture wicking shirt, and then heat gear because this is an Under Armour heat gear shirt. So that's how I do the title. I do the brand first. What the item is, it's a shirt. What the gender is, it's a men's shirt. What size it is, it's a large. What color it is, it's gray. And then the keywords afterwards. So that would be your correct title structure for people that always ask what's the correct title structure. Then I put my custom SKU. I verify that it matches, which it does. I check the weight while I'm up here, so when I get to the bottom, I don't have to recheck the weight. And then I just verify that everything's the right size, right keywords, right color, right item specifics. The condition, I make sure the condition's correct, and then I make sure that the description is correct. Verify the price, verify the shipping price, and then I launch the item. And then I'll just do that for all 38 of those items. Let's see what's sold here real quick. Now somebody's making me an offer on a shirt. Naruto Shippuden, $10.50 on a 15. If you guys watched Bo Johnson's video last night or a live stream with me, I'll take $10 offers on a $15 item all day long, especially a t-shirt that I can get by the handful at the bins. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all these listings launched, and then we'll jump into the rest of the video. So a couple of the topics that I'm gonna go over today is, number one, what size bags I use. These are questions from the Discord. These bags are 12 by 15. I use those for hoodies and jeans and pants. These are 10 by 13, and I use these for shirts and everything else that isn't big enough to go in those bags. and I get those from Amazon. Another thing that I've also been asked is to show you guys how I fold the clothes to put in there, which that's a pretty simple task to someone that has the knowledge and knows what they're doing, but to a new person that's just started selling on eBay, that's a very valid question. So no questions are stupid questions, guys. Ask any questions you got and I will answer them. So I'm going to show you guys momentarily, not at this exact moment, how I fold the clothes and put them in the bags. The reason why I'm not going to do it yet is because I have to print more SKUs. So I'm going to go to the storage. We're going to get the packing the orders up, and I'm going to show you guys another question asked by the same person, was how I put the items into the container after them being bagged. So I got a couple of different items I'm going to show you guys how to do. I'm going to show you guys how to do a multiple quantity order of more than one item. I'm going to show you guys how I stuff a hoodie into a flat rate envelope, and I'm going to show you how I stuff a pair of men's jeans, a big pair of men's jeans, into a flat rate envelope as well. Then I guess I'll show you guys how I make these SKUs too, because a lot of people have been asking how I make the SKUs. So we'll get to all that. Progress report on the scale. I've been transporting this scale back and forth from my storage unit every time that I do my shipping. And sometimes I forget the scale there, and then I have to turn back around and drive back to my storage unit to get the scale again. So your boy bought another scale. I got one coming in the mail probably today, maybe tomorrow. It shipped yesterday, so got a heads up on that. Another thing that I did was I bought ink for my Canon printer. Most of you guys know that I use a Rollo thermal printer, but those don't print customs forms out. And if you guys watched the live stream and my last day in the live video, I had to go over to Nabia or Good Game Grabs' house to get a customs form printed out for order that I had. So now I should be good. I shouldn't have to go anywhere else to get labels made. And the reason why I ended up buying the ink was because yesterday or the day before yesterday, was it yesterday? Either way it goes, I had to go to the library and get another freaking customs form printed out. So trying to save the time of me running around town like a fool, grabbing my scale or going to the library to print customs forms, because all that stuff adds up in the grand scheme of things. And anything that makes my day longer, I really don't like to do. So we're going to go to the storage unit right now, guys. Tell me you're a reseller without telling me you're a reseller. Before I forget, another subscriber had asked last night to show you guys how I do, well, not how I do, but how Tekken Sports takes photos in 30 seconds. So you guys aren't going to want to miss that. I'm going to do my best to do him justice by taking 30-second photos, but you guys aren't going to want to miss that either. Got a total of 36 items going out for $656 gross. That is not obviously the net that I take home. I don't want anybody to get it twisted, but I'm not going to show you guys all of these orders. Like I said, I'm going to just show you guys me packing a few things, but let me show you the growth here. So I got this storage unit, right? This one, and then I got this one. This is the OG storage unit right here. And then I have this one right here, which is starting to get filled up with boxes on the floor. This is where I keep all my hats and shoes. But it's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to go ahead and put me another shelf in here. I'll probably have to just go ahead and put 2 shelves in here. One on this wall and then one on this wall. And then put all the rest of this stuff over here on this wall. And just go ahead and get a head start on these shelves, because these shelves take a little bit to set up, at least by yourself. But this is why I say you guys don't want to buy items that don't sell fast, or else you're going to run out of space. At least unless you're trying to grow a big store. A decent sized store is where you're going to be able to, unless there's caveats to all this stuff, right? If you're listing hundreds of media items a day, which are very small, you probably only need one storage unit to have over 50,000 items. You know what I mean? But I have almost 5,500 items listed, and this is what it looks like. 5,500 items don't fit in one storage unit when it's all clothing and some shoes and some hats. So I don't know. I don't know if any of this has any validity with anything, but we're gonna get to pulling these orders, and then I'll show you guys how I pack some things and print these SKUs off. Okay, so these bags are not the bags that I currently use. This item's just very old. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, put it in a flat rate envelope. This is the regular flat rate envelope, not the padded flat rate. And I just slide it right in there. The tucking and folding method is what makes it worth it. Is what makes the method super easy when it comes to packing things. Print the label. While that label's printing, I pull the next item up, which is an Eddie Bauer puffer vest. I pull a bag. Since I got the items folded to where it's just easily accessible, I just slide it right in the bag. Pull the tab off, tuck and fold, throw it in the trash can, throw this little thing in the trash can right here. And then I just do that over and over again. Now some items, like bigger men's jeans, which I'll show you guys a pair in a moment. Those are a little bit more difficult, or can be from time to time. And with that, you just have to gauge it out, right? Usually I can stuff up to like a men's 50 in the waist into a regular flat rate envelope without having to upgrade it to the bigger legal flat rate envelope. If you guys don't know, there is a difference, right? The legal flat rate is about an inch and a half bigger, so therefore it leaves more room to fit things in. So I have this South Pole hoodie, right, stuffed in a 12 by 15 bag, and this would probably be an item that people are like, that's not going to fit in a regular flat rate envelope, but I assure you that it will, because I do it all the time. So if you look at the size, right, you can't see the envelope on the back side of it. So that's how you know that it'll fit in there. So I just take it and I squeeze the sides of the item that I'm trying to put into the envelope. Push all the air out. Tuck and roll. Press it down, make sure it seals good. There you go. I do this all the time for all of my items, and it's better than, I mean, cost-wise, it's better than putting it into a padded flat rate envelope. Granted, these things are not waterproof, which is also why I ship them in a bag, but also the bag makes it easier to put them into the envelope, so hopefully that helps. All right, guys, so the next item, this is a pair of men's jeans, 32, I believe, and these will be really easy to put in there. Just slide right in. Tuck and fold. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. Tuck and fold, and bada bing, bada boom. Super easy to pack. These are a men's 38-30. And like it looks like it's not gonna fit, this is where you just stuff it in there. Stuff it, tuck it, and boom. Super easy, man. Not only are you saving money yourself, but you're able to pass on a really good deal to the buyer if you do it this way, right? You don't have to do it this way. You can do priority mail for all your stuff like that. But I feel like using the priority mail flat rate envelope allows me to give the buyer a better price, because I pay $7.60 for the flat rate envelopes, right? If you go to the retail counter, it's going to cost you $9.65 for a flat rate envelope. I don't even know what the padded flat rate is. I'm pretty sure it's like $10 or something like that. Since I don't use it, I don't know what it costs, but I know the buyer is not going to enjoy paying $10 for a priority mail envelope, priority mail in general. So I then in turn pay $7.60. So since I'm not paying the $9.65 that it's charging the buyer regularly, I give the buyer an even better deal than $9.65, and I charge them $8.95. That covers my fees on the shipping, and it gives them a better price than they would get somewhere else, and it's a win-win for the both of us. So I have this multiple quantity order of these 2 pair of army camouflage pants, and I was asked how to set up combined shipping. So what you'll do is you'll go up here to the corner of your eBay store where your account settings are. Go to your account settings, and then you will go to shipping preferences, and then in your shipping preferences you can go down to your settings of allow combined payments and shipping. So I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Allow combined payments and shipping, and then you just go over and turn the option on for combined payments where it says edit. You can change the time period to allow them to do it from 3 days to 30 days. I just give them 3 days, and then you just save. And that's where you can change all your shipping rules. I changed my same day business handling time to 6:00 a.m. Central Time. I allow combined payments. I don't have any flat rate shipping rules. Like I said, you go to the account settings, and then you go down to shipping settings, and once you get to the shipping settings, you'll go to the allow combined payments. So what that does is it allows people to put more than one item in their cart and then pay for it at the same time. If they don't have this option, what they're stuck with is buying the items one at a time and paying full price for shipping, which, I mean, they can still, like this guy bought both of those items. He sent me offers on both pairs of pants and then still paid full price on shipping, but he got a good deal on the items. Now, buyers can send you offers on the items that they want, and then you can send them an invoice later on down the line. But I don't know if combined shipping needs to be on for that option to be available. So if I were you guys, I would just go ahead and turn on the combined shipping option. It's super easy. All it does is takes a click of a button, and then you're enrolled. So there you go. For shipping these items, what I do is I put them on the scale, see what they weigh. That says it's gonna weigh 4 pounds. So I'm gonna try to squeeze them in this Tyvek envelope, but I need to see how much the buyer paid for shipping first. So I'll go to the shipping window, check that out, and see how much it's gonna cost me as well. Because if it's gonna cost me a boatload of cash to ship them priority, then I'm gonna have to try to stuff them in a flat rate envelope of some sort. So the buyer paid $17.90 for shipping, and it's gonna cost me $15.53. So yeah, I'm okay with that. As long as the buyer paid enough, then I'll make it do what it do. So put 1 pair of pants in. This is not going to be as easy as stuff in a flat rate envelope, but it's still doable. Alright, so I don't need to do this, but I'm gonna put a strip of tape on there just to be on the safe side, because I don't necessarily trust this Tyvek envelopes glue. So that's how I would do shipping on a multiple quantity item order. Now, obviously, the more items there are, the bigger the package needs to be. So if this was 3 pairs of men's jeans or 3 pairs of men's pants, probably not going to be the easiest to stuff them in those envelopes, and I'd have to upgrade to like a flat rate box. All right, I got all the orders packed up. I got 2 boxes to put more inventory in. Got the scale. Update on the scale, I just got the notification. I got the notification from Amazon that the new scale is out for delivery, so hopefully this is the last day that I have to transport this one back and forth. So I don't know about you guys, but am I the only weirdo that likes rainy days? Rainy days, you know, tend to be hit or miss sometimes. Sometimes I really don't like them, but most of the days, man, I just love the feel of a rainy day. I don't know what it is about it, but I've always been that way ever since I was a little kid. Just really love the rain. I don't know, man, I guess I'm just different. Why didn't you guys tell me that I forgot to make the SKU labels while I was at the storage? Now I gotta go back, I gotta make the SKU labels, and then come back and start this listing process. Shaking my head, man. Alright guys, so I did a trial run to see if I remembered how to do it, since it's been a few weeks since I did it last, and seems to be pretty good, right? So I'm missing probably the most important component of how to do this, which is how to create this document. This is a Word document given to me by Bryce over at Green. So this was given to me by Bryce over at Green Eyed Moose's eBay store. I don't believe he's got an Instagram, so I really can't tell you guys how he did this, but he was kind enough to send me this document, and pretty much what he's done is, let me just delete all these. This is the document to start out with. It's just the one label size, right? And that's the size of these labels. I don't know how he did this, so when you guys ask me in the comment section, I don't know how to do this part. I'm sorry, and that's probably the most important part. But what I can tell you how to do is you go to this sequential number generator, is the website. Sequential number generator. And what you're gonna do is you will take whatever SKU numbers you're trying to make, right? So I've made up to 1,110, or yeah, 1,110. So what I'm gonna do is change this from 1,100 to 1,111. And then these rows of labels right here are 1,300. So what I'll do is I'll just make it up to 1,300 even. I feel like, no, 1,400, since I'm already at 11,100. I can make this go up to, so to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna do 1,275 instead of 1,300 to give me room for error, and we'll put this number at 12,386. All right, so you will do, if you want your numbers to have zeros before them, just add the zeros before them right there, but I don't. So how many per line? You want 10 rows of numbers, or you want 10 numbers in each line. So I'm going to delete these. These are the test runs. All right, so I got the SKUs starting at 11,111. They're going to end at 12,386. I'm going to have 10 numbers per line, and then I'm going to generate, and this is going to be all of the SKUs, all 1,200 of them, right? And then so what I do is, let me zoom out. I copy all of these. I highlight them, and then I copy them. Copy, and then I'll go back to the Word document. Let me size this down. I guess that's a good enough size. And then I will just paste these in there. And see, that's all of my labels. And then I'll go to print. And it's gonna say your margins are pretty small, which in theory they are pretty small, but that's fine with me. And then they'll just print out. Now, of course, there's the option to buy these. You can, I think from Avery.com, I paid $150 for 3,000 labels. $150 for 3,000 labels. That's a little bit ridiculous when you factor in the fact that this box of rolls cost $35 or somewhere around there. There's 1,300 on each roll, and I've used 2 rolls so far. And granted, I have to roll this roll back up when it's done, but I save $150 per 3,000 when that box right there, I don't even know how many 3,000 increments there is in there because I'm not great with math and I'd have to break it down. But you get the idea. It's worth the time that it takes to roll this roll back up and put these SKU numbers in there to save hundreds of dollars on SKU labels. Now, of course, there's always the option to not use SKUs, period. But I don't do that because I have to be able to find my items. But if you do like a rack system, you don't need to do this. This is a lot of money that you save over the course of your eBay career. But for me, this is how I do it. I'm sure there's multiple ways to do this, but this is the one that's worked for me. So just figured I'd share that with you guys. So now what I'll do is, this is the part that's going to take a little bit, but I'll just twist these up until the whole roll's rolled. It takes a little while, but the time that it takes to do this is definitely worth the money that I save. So it took me like 5 minutes to roll it up, but at the end there I did find a little rhythm, so it did speed up a little bit through the process. And next time I make a roll, I'll show you guys how I got it to roll up a lot faster. But I think it's definitely worth the time that I spend to roll it up to save thousands and thousands of dollars over the whole course of my eBay career. Alright guys, now it's back to the house to get started on this listing process, and I'll show you guys how Tekken Sports does 30-second photos too, so stay tuned. Okay guys, before I attempt this, there's a couple of things that I want to make known. Huge disclaimer. This is not Tech's exact method. I cannot say this is exactly how Tech does things because I don't do my method the way that Tech does verbatim. Now, he does flat lay. I don't do flat lay. He's got a reseller ruler. I don't have a reseller ruler. Those are already 2 advantages that he has practice and reps in over me that I don't. And then another thing is I don't know his exact photo layout. All I know is in this example, he took 8 photos. I'm going to take 8 photos. If you want the exact Tekken Sports method, you have not come to the right place. But if you want a similar to the Tekken Sports method, this is the best that I can get it without the practice, without the knowledge. If you want the real deal, join the mentorship and get it directly from the horse's mouth. This is the best I can do to compare what he did in the video without just showing you guys the actual video, because that's not allowed. Okay guys, that was a very poorly executed 30-second tech photo process. For those of you that want to know what the photos were, I'll just show you the gallery. So the first photo, second photo, third photo, fourth photo was the waist measurement. His ruler is a Reseller ruler, which measures the waist along with the rise measurement. So he's already beating me there. So just factor in the fact that his photo process takes 2 measurements at once. And then the inseam measurement, the back of the jeans, the top half of the jeans, and then the last photo is the tag. So that's his 30-second photo process. That's how he does it. I can't say that that's exactly how he does it because he didn't show us what exact photos were taken. I just figure that that's close enough to what he did. But even at that rate, if you're doing the photos that I just took, you should still be able to do it in 30 seconds. And that's flat lay. I cannot do the process on the vertical flat lay that way. And he also does not bag and tag his clothes. He hangs his clothing on racks, and he does that at a different stage in his process. So my process is already twice as long as his because I have to stage the item on the board. I have to take all the extra measurements because my ruler doesn't take 2 measurements at once like his does. And then I have to bag the item and take a picture of it on the scale after putting a SKU on it. So people doing flat lay are already winning. The people that are not bagging and tagging their eyes are bagging and tagging their items are winning at an even bigger level. So hopefully that helps. Now the same subscriber that asked me to show him the photo process wanted to know what Tech meant by the pivot. So what he meant by the pivot is like when you're playing basketball, you can only say you've ran your 3 steps and then you stop. Now, if you move and you lift your feet off the ground, you are officially traveling in the sport of basketball. So what you can do is you can pivot either way as long as 1 foot doesn't come off the ground. So what he means by pivoting is this is his photo setup, right? He's got a mat that he stands on. All his clothes are on one side. They go to the other side after he's done. So he would take the photos of the item, take the photos, pick the item up, put it over here. Boom, pivot, grab another item, take the photos, pivot, put it over here. Boom, back and forth. And he never takes his foot off the ground. He never leaves the little area that he's designated himself to work in. And that's what the pivot method means. Essentially the same thing I do, right? I have my items laid out. I pick an item up. I put it on the board. I pivot over here. I bag it and tag it. And I put it over here. I'm already losing an extra step because I have to physically step over here to where this box is to put my items away. So the Tech and Sports method is hands down the fastest way to do eBay for a reason. So unfortunately, there's no way I'm fast as Tech, but the thing is I'm a lot faster than I used to be. I started this process out, I think I was doing 10 a day and it would take me 8-9 hours to do 10 a day. Now I do 60 in 6 hours. So still faster than, what I started out at. Definitely nowhere near as fast as Tech. Alright, so we're going to time my method. Well, this is how I do photos, right? Which is already going to be longer than what Tech does because he's not going to have to do any of this unrolling the hems or anything. Like his stuff's already ready to go. So I'm already losing. Take the photo. He uses a camera, I don't. Any flaws I point out. Little hole. Get the ruler. His measurements would take both of these at one time. Or his ruler would take both of those measurements at one time. Then I fold the item up, which is already take would be done by now. Take this item, I put it in the bag, right? Rip the thingy off, push the air out, put a SKU on, take a photo of it on the scale. That's the whole process. I don't know how long that took. The timer on the camera says 1:30. So that's a whole extra minute longer than what tech takes. All right, so I was asked how I fold my stuff. Usually after I get done taking the photos, I'll fold it up against this board. And I say usually just because sometimes I space out and I don't end up doing it this way. But I'll fold it up against the board, then I'll come right here, slide it into a bag. Pull the tab off. Now, you guys already saw this in a clip where I put the SKU number on there. And of course this is going a lot slower because I'm explaining what I'm doing. But that's how I do a regular shirt. But I guess I could go ahead and show you how I would do the bigger 12 by 15 bag. So let me go ahead and get to an item that requires a 12 by 15 bag, and then I'll show you how I do that one too. Show you these jeans. The jeans are not something that I fold against the board. I'll just fold them in half, fold them in half again, and then I just fold them over my arm. And then when it comes down to the bagging process, I'll take one of these 12 by 15 bags. And like I said, guys, there's no stupid questions. I'll take the item, fold it in half, slip it inside the bag, right? And then it's the same thing. I just close the item up, and then I'd have the item bagged up. I'll put the SKU number on it, pop it on the scale, take a photo of it. But since this isn't getting listed at this exact moment, I'm not going to close this bag. But these questions were from a guy in the Discord. Hopefully that answers your question, brother. If it does not, message me directly and I'll do my best to answer the question a little bit better. So now that I've, lollygagged around all day, showed you guys the photo setup, or showed you guys how tech does his 30-second photos, showed you guys how I compare to tech's 30-second photos and my minute extra longer process, showed you guys how to print my SKUs, and what else did I show you guys? I showed you how to turn on the combined shipping in your eBay store. Those were the questions that I was asked this week. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section, guys, and I will make a video out of it. This is what the channel is for. It's to help you guys learn how to do eBay from start to finish, big or small task, whatever the task may be. I'm here to help you out with it. So that's going to do it for this video. I got to get these 60 listings done, guys. Really appreciate your support. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Catch you on the next one. But until then, let's make this cash, guys. Peace.